Greetings, Earthlings. I would like to bring you up to speed on our solar system. Today is going to be our introduction to the Milky Way galaxy. We are a part of a larger universe, and in that universe are many galaxies. And we are in the Milky Way, and this blue dot you see here on the screen, this is where we are located. We are part of a spiral galaxy. There are other kind of galaxies in the world, but the spiral galaxy is the one that has, it looks as if it's spinning, and that blue dot is where we would live. Galaxies are nothing but clouds and dust, so make sure you use your note sheet and record that we live in the Milky Way galaxy. Next, I want to show you a little bit about the solar system. These are some of the objects, some of the better known objects. Of course, we have 8 planets. If you remember that, Pluto got demoted, it's now a dwarf planet. Our sun is our only star. We have moons and comets and asteroids and many other things that we're going to see in our presentation today. The sun, I want to start with it because a lot of people get very confused when they go outside and they look up at the sky. They see stars and they think, oh, well, look at all the stars. Well, those stars are not in our solar system. The sun is the only star in our solar system. It is a main sequence star. It's an average size. And that's just like we want it to be. We are 93 million miles from it, and that is what we call an astronomical unit. So make sure you're getting these on your note sheet. And we're 109 times bigger than the Earth. The nuclear fusion occurs inside the sun. That is where the energy is coming from. And there are other stars, but the closest one to us is going to be Alpha Centauri A, and it is in another solar system that actually has 3 suns. I want to start with the terrestrial planets. Those are our 4 inner planets. We call them telluric or rocky. They're made of silicate rocks and metals. Each planet has a very hard surface, a crust like we have, and terra means Earth-like. And all of these planets have craters, mountains, and volcanoes. So on your note sheet, make sure you've recorded the inner planets as Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Mercury, when you first look at this planet, this is the innermost planet, the first thing you'll see is craters. And the reason it has so many craters is it has this extremely thin atmosphere that allows objects to hit it. Our atmosphere burns things up, thank goodness. Or we would look like this. This looks very similar to what our moon looks like. It is the smallest and most innermost, and its temperatures range, have a huge range of on the sunny side, 801, and on the dark side, minus 279. Now here's Venus. Venus is Earth's twin, but it rotates so slow. It takes 160 Earth days for Venus to rotate one time on its axis. When it comes to looking like Earth, the size, its density, and Earth is very dense, and its mass are always the same. So if you ever get that question, this is Earth's twin. And the daytime temps are just unbelievable, 465 degrees Celsius or 870 Fahrenheit. This is one of our hottest planets because it has the extreme greenhouse effect. We have that, but ours is in check at this moment. And remember that it doesn't have oxygen. It has carbon dioxide for atmosphere and sulfuric acid clouds. Now that would be scary. Our next planet, you know it well, is Earth. It is the only planet with liquid water, and it is also the only planet in that we know that has life. So on your note sheet, make sure you record it has liquid water and the only known planet with life. Um, we do have a 78% based nitrogen based atmosphere, and 21% of that is oxygen. And if you don't realize it, the reason that we do not have pure oxygen is because if we were to have a spark of any kind, the atmosphere would catch on fire. So it's very important that we understand that we do have a nitrogen-based atmosphere. Next, we have Mars. Mars is always a beauty because of its beautiful red color. It's our second smallest planet, and it's red because of the iron oxide on its surface, which is rusting. It has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos, and the two polar ice caps. So make sure when you on your note sheets that you do record about it being the red planet, and it has polar ice caps, which is frozen water. Once again, I go back to Earth and I say it has liquid water, but Mars has polar ice caps. And there's our Martian. Next, we have our asteroid belt. Is this area in between Mars and Jupiter? It's mostly rock, and it is very large. A lot of people thinks it may have been a planet that was destroyed at some time. There are a lot of theories on that. A lot of the asteroids have valuable minerals and ores on them that could be mined, and people have actually thought about trying to come up with a process of doing that. But these belts are massive. They have billions of asteroids, but some are dwarf planets. Ceres and Vesta, Pallas and Hygiea. Um, these are, I mean, Hygiea. These are all planets that are considered dwarf planets, and they do exist in this asteroid belt. Next, we have our gas giants: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. They are hydrogen and helium and ice. They're also called Jovian planets or outer planets. And Uranus and Neptune are also called ice giants because they have this huge amount of ice surrounding their core. This is Jupiter. A stunning planet. It's our largest one in the solar system. The stripes and swirls that you see in the colorization, that's ammonia. I don't know if you've ever been around an ammonia, but it's just overwhelming smell. Uh, the giant red spot is a storm that has raged on for hundreds of years. And this is recorded time. It could have been there forever, but it's massive and it will shrink and it will grow. And as long as it recorded time, and we've been recording this spot since finding Jupiter, it has been there. So it could have been there a lot longer. Also, it has so many moons, at least 53, 14 are provisional, meaning they're probably moons. We just haven't decided to go ahead and name them. And it is what's amazing about Jupiter is it spins extremely fast. Its day is 10 hours. Saturn, what a beauty. This is one of my favorite planets. I've had the opportunity to view it through a very powerful telescope. It's composed of hydrogen and helium, and it's the density is so little that it can float. It's less dense than water, and its rings are composed of ice and rock, and this what makes Saturn so memorable. And they each rotate at a different speed. I find that very amazing. Also, here's Uranus, our next planet. Uranus is known as the sideways planet because it does rotate on its side. The axis runs through it, but it's laying on its side as it rotates. It does have rings, but they're very faint. They're not like Saturn's. And it's blue due to this methane atmosphere, and it has 27 named moons. Last, we have Neptune. This colorful planet is just beautiful. It is the windiest planet with winds up to 1,200 kilometers or 450 miles per hour. It orbits the sun every 165 years. I mean, that just tells you how far out in our solar system it exists. It has a methane atmosphere that creates a vivid blue color, and they think there's maybe some other qualities because both Uranus and Neptune both have methane atmospheres, but look at how blue Neptune is. And it was discovered through mathematical calculations, meaning they didn't find it in a telescope. Some astrophysicists found it through mathematical calculations. I'm amazed. And it has 13 moons, and the largest is. There are many ways to memorize the planets. This is the one that I have always used. It's My Very Educated Mother Just Served Us Nachos. And on your PowerPoint, what you'll want to do is just connect them up with Mercury, my, Venus, very, Earth, educated, Mars, mother, Jupiter, just, Saturn, served, Uranus, us, Neptune, nachos. So the next time you can't remember, my very educated mother just served us nachos. Um, Outside of our planets, we have the Kuiper Belt. The Kuiper Belt is just beyond Neptune. It sees icy bodies, and this is where Pluto exists, actually, the dwarf planet, and trillions of comets. Also, there are many other objects in the top right-hand part of your screen. You'll see many objects that exist in the Kuiper Belt region. The one on the far right is our moon, so it shows you that many of those objects are very big. Last but not least is this cloud of icy debris that surrounds our solar system, and many believe it might even reach into the next star. But the Oort cloud is very unfamiliar to us because we do not have anything out there yet. To review over this quickly, remember our solar system has one star. One star. All the rest are somewhere else. All right, we have 8 planets. Pluto is a dwarf. The Earth is the only planet with liquid water. The asteroid belt, it's located between Mars and Jupiter. The Kuiper belt is beyond Neptune, and it contains Pluto. And the Oort cloud surrounds the solar system. And my very educated mother just served us nachos. I hope this was a learning experience for you, and maybe we can find life on other planets someday. Have a great day.